Welcome to the class, my dear students. Today we will learn about molecular orbital theory, that is MOT, most important topic of chapter 4, chemical bonding. 5-mark question will come from this topic. Okay? So first I will tell you the features of MOT. What are its features? See, like we have discussed VBT, Weissenberg theory, it has certain limitations. They were able to explain the structure, shape of the molecules, but they were not able to explain some of the properties, like oxygen. It is paramagnetic. According to VBT, it is diamagnetic, but actually it is paramagnetic, which means paramagnetic means when we keep them in magnetic field, they will be attracted towards it due to the presence of unpaired electrons. Diamagnetic means they will not be attracted in magnetic field. They will be repelled by magnetic field because of the presence of paired electrons. According to VBT or Lewis-Knot structure, the structure of oxygen molecule is this. Fine? You remember? It contains 2 bond pairs and 4 lone pairs, but they are in pairing. So it is diamagnetic, but the major contribution of MOT is that it told us that oxygen molecule is paramagnetic in nature. How? Which I will tell you later. How it is paramagnetic. So this is the one of the drawback. Second thing, we have talked about bond order also. Bond order means, according to VBT, number of bonds. Like the bond order of oxygen is 2. If it contains single bond, bond order will be 1. If it contains triple bond, bond order will be 3. Or triple bond means bond order will be 3. Okay? But after discussing this, you will see bond order comes in fractions also. Bond order comes in fractions also. Like 2.5, 1.5. I will explain how it comes. First I am telling you the drawbacks of VBT. Why it leads us to the development of MOT. Okay? So, what are the salient features of this molecular orbital theory? Like in valence bond theory, the atomic orbitals overlap to form molecular orbitals. You remember orbital overlap concept? Yes. Half-filled orbital combines to form molecular atomic orbitals. In this, when atomic orbital combines or overlap, they form molecular orbitals. Like similarly, like your atomic orbitals, in this atomic orbitals combines to form molecular orbitals. They considered electrons to possess wave-like character. Before that, every scientist concludes, thought that electrons possess particle-like character, but here they assume that electron possess wave-like character. Like suppose this is one way, crest, trough, crest, trough. Okay? So, waves shows the properties of interference. But it can be constructive and it can be destructive. How? Suppose this is your first wave. It is showing electron movement, electron possess here, that is moving like water waves. You remember from from chapter 2? So when this is your first wave, it is combining with second wave. Or I will say crest just falls over crest, trough falls over trough. Equal. They are in phase. Fine? Parallel to each other. Crest of one wave just overlap with the crest of other wave. And trough overlap with the another wave. So bete, your resultant wave will become bigger. Your resultant wave will become bigger because on addition now, complete addition is there. You remember when you see the ripples of water wave on sea water. Whenever the waves combine, the overall amplitude or resultant wave will be increased. Clear? Yes. So they undergo constructive interference. But if opposite is the situation, suppose crest of one wave falls over the trough, ultimately your resultant will be decreased. Fine? So these two type of interference will be shown by electrosmog. Okay? And they will form the bonding and anti-bonding orbitals. Here name of the orbitals, those who are undergoing constructive interference, they will form the bonding molecular orbitals. And those who are undergoing destructive interference, the name of that orbital is anti-bonding molecular orbital. Okay? Bonding and anti-bonding. Those who are undergoing constructive interference, which means their resultant will be increased, amplitude will be more. Those who have doubt in this topic, they can just go through electromagnetic radiations of chapter 2. In that it is more explained in details. We have already done this. Fine? Clear? How many orbitals? Molecular orbitals form? 2. Name them? Constructive and destructive. Bonding molecular orbital are represented by sigma, pi. It is represented by sigma star, pi star. And it is the name of the orbital. Sigma, pi, sigma star, pi star. Okay? Now, the shapes of the molecular orbitals. What will be their shape? It depends on the type of contributing molecular orbitals. Either it is S, either it is P, either it is D. Fine. Likewise, we have already done. You remember electronic configuration also? Yes. Similarly, we will write configuration for the same also. You remember shapes of orbitals, S orbital, P orbital. We will make bonding, anti-bonding orbitals also. Okay? So kindly draw it with me. And again in this we will fill the electrons. Likewise we did in chapter 2 electronic configuration of atoms. Yes. We were following 3 principles. You remember Pauling's exclusion principle, Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity, of Bohr rule. Yes. I will tell you when we will fill the orbitals now. So first make shapes. Types of molecular orbital forms. Draw with me, baby. Suppose 1s. The shape of 1s orbital is spherical. It combines with the 1s of another orbital. Number of orbitals combined is equals to the number of molecular orbitals formed. Fine. Number of atomic orbital combines is equals to the number of molecular orbitals form. Suppose first they will undergo constructive interference. What the name of the orbital formed will be bonding or anti-bonding?
Bonding.
So they both become bigger in size. 1 plus 1, 2. They become bigger in size. Okay?
What happens is become bigger, they'll have regular shape or an irregular.
Like in this, we will make like this. Here the electron density is more. Here it is this. And name of this orbital is sigma. Suppose it is 1s, 1s. They combine to form sigma 1s, which means bonding molecular orbital. And it also form anti-bonding molecular orbital when they undergo constructive or destructive interference. Destructive interference. So here they will form like this. This is sigma star 1s. Similarly, we have p orbitals. Shape of p orbital is dumbbell shape. So, suppose 2pz combines with 2pz. Okay, here are two atomic orbitals. How many molecular orbitals will form? If combining orbitals are 2, one will be bonding, another will be anti-bonding. So they will form bonding and anti-bonding. In bonding, bigger lobe, it is associated with 2 smaller. Name of this orbital is sigma 2pz. But the name will be pi in case of M. Now they will also form anti-bonding.
What is that, ma'am?
Name pz. Orbital name.
X, Y, Z.
P has 3 orbitals, not the px, py, pz.
Yes, ma'am.
Bonding molecular orbitals are more stable than anti-bonding orbitals. Bonding molecular orbitals have less energy than the anti-bonding molecular orbitals. Those who are sitting at the back, is it clear?
Yes.
Draw it properly. Okay? Bonding orbitals are more stable than anti-bonding orbitals. Now similarly, we will have px and py. Suppose px combines with px. How many atomic orbital? How many molecular orbital? So they will combine to form. They will overlap and form this. Either you will take 2px,
Stomata bond they will form.
shape will be like that, guard cells, kidney bean shape.
Why students are not speaking also? They don't know.
It is formed like this. Okay? So remember that in this name of orbital will be pi 2px. With 2px and y, we will add pi, but with z we will add sigma. Remember this. With px and py we will introduce pi, and with z we Anti-bonding. Anti-bonding remembers crest falls over trough. They undergoes destructive interference. Kindly those who are sitting at the back, please note down everything.
And that bar type of that was
Bonding. Bonding. This is of anti-bonding. Now difference between bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbital. 2px, 5 star 2px or 5 star 2py. Don't talk. Concentrate here. But a difference between bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbitals. Anti-bonding molecular orbital. But which one will be more stable? So first is regarding their stability. It is more stable. It is but a more stable means less energy. So its energy is less. Its energy is it is formed by constructive interference. It is formed by destructive interference. I mean it is formed by additive effect. It is formed by subtractive effect. This is represented by sigma, pi. It is represented by sigma star, pi star, etc. Now our main topic starts.
when this chapter will finish. Never.
Last topic is going on. So, my dear student, this is the most important topic. Earlier we were discussing about the concept and introduction of MOT. Draw it with me. See, it will show how we will represent, how we will do filling of electrons. But in MOT, first you need to draw the energy level diagram. Second, you have to calculate the bond order. Third, you need to calculate the magnetic properties. Either it is paramagnetic or diamagnetic. First, I am taking the case of hydrogen molecule. But what is hydrogen molecule formula? H2. How many atomic orbitals? 2. 1 H and H. So, H, this is your atomic orbital. Suppose we have H1 and H2. This is your H1. This is your H2. They combine to form how many molecular orbitals? 2. So one is bonding, but a bonding energy is less. So I am making it down. They combine to form bonding and anti-bonding. You can draw circle also. In some books, instead of this square or rectangle, you will see circle. That's okay. 2 atomic orbital, 1 s of hydrogen of 1 atom combines with 1s of second hydrogen atom, they will form sigma 1s and sigma star 1s. But how many electrons are present in hydrogen atom? One. In hydrogen molecule? You remember Aufbau rule that electrons are filled first, whose energy is less. So out of these two, which one will fill first? Bonding or anti-bonding? Bonding. So in this, first we will do pairing, because according to Pauli's exclusion principle or Hume's rule of maximum multiplicity, whenever this orbital is not completely filled, we cannot jump to the higher orbital. So first it will be, this is the energy level diagram for hydrogen molecule. I repeat, here are two atomic orbitals. They combine to form how many molecular orbital? One name is bonding, whose energy is less and its energy is high. This is anti-bonding. We are making energy level diagram. Now how you will calculate the bond order? Because bond order is equals to half of bonding electrons minus anti-bonding electrons. The formula for calculation of bond order is half of bonding electrons minus anti-bonding electrons. But how many bonding electrons are present in hydrogen molecule? Only see this. How many bonding electrons? How many anti-bonding electrons? So bond order comes out to be 1. If bond order comes out to be 1, which means it includes sigma hydrogen single bond. So it includes hydrogen single. For a molecule, for its existence in nature, bond order should be a positive term. Bond order should be positive. If for a particular molecule bond order comes out to be 0 or negative, then that molecules cannot exist in nature. Bond order can be fractions, but that should be positive. Okay? Greater than 0. Now come to its energy level diagram. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Bond order clear?
Yes, ma'am.
To everyone?
Yes.
Now come to its magnetic properties. But if all the electrons in these orbitals do not see atomic orbitals, we need to see molecular orbitals. If all the electrons are paired, which means it is diamagnetic. It is diamagnetic. Now Patel, again draw with me He2. Diamagnetic means if the electrons are paired, they will not attract towards magnetic field. If electrons are unpaired, that will be paramagnetic and that will be attracted towards magnetic because of downward. Because of unpaired, yes, it is. But in helium single atom, how many electrons? 2. Yes, very good. So, 2 electrons, they combine to form how many orbitals? 2 orbitals. 2 orbitals combines to form 2 molecular orbitals.
Yes.
One is bonding, another one is
Anti-bonding.
But here 2 electrons will go there. Now how many electrons we are left with? 2 more. They will move to.
Yeah.
Now
Zero.
Is this molecule exist in nature? That's why He do not combine to form He2. If you remember our first class, I told the same thing. Why He do not combine to form He2. This was the reason. What was the reason?
This was the
What was the reason? Because their bond order is 0. Draw it first. Draw. Write name of the molecular orbitals. That is sigma 1s, sigma 1s, sigma star 1s. Write complete, otherwise your marks will be deducted. And there is short 5 marks question will come from this topic. For sure. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Bete, come to the lithium, Li2. How many electrons?
3.
So 2 atoms, which means 6. 3 in single atom. So Li2 molecules contains 6 electrons. So 1s combines with 1s to form 1 bonding and empty bonding. But if you remember its configuration, it is 1s2, 2s1. 1s2, 2s1. So here 2s orbital will also come. Yes, we will make different.
why will make different?
It is the representation. But how many electrons in 1s?
2.
2. How many electrons in this 1s?
1.
Now tell me, how many electrons will come downward?
2.
Opposite.
Here also?
2.
Here?
2.
Not enough.
0.
Clear?
Yes.
Now how you will calculate the bond order?
Bond order is 4.
Bond order is 1 up,
Yes.
half.
4 minus 2.
How many bonding electrons? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many anti-bonding electrons? So it comes out to be. So this molecule can exist in nature or not?
Yes.
Exist in nature? This molecule can exist?
Yes, ma'am.
But it is paramagnetic or diamagnetic? Diamagnetic. All the electrons are paired. Its bond order is 1. Okay? Clear to everyone? Next, I will discuss in the next class.